Wait, whoa. You're not coming around us anymore?
Definitely not coming around that group of people.
You mean permanent?
Permanently.
Oh my God.
I just don't care to be around people that giving me like bad vibes. It's like...
Nobody saw this coming. Not the producers, not the fans, and certainly not Jackie Christie herself. This isn't some small rumor that people can brush off in a few days. This is a deep, soul-crushing betrayal, the kind that changes everything. And the worst part? It's all on tape. Leaked audio recordings now reveal something no one wanted to believe. Doug Christie, the man Jackie stood by for decades, defended in public, and loved through every storm, had been working against her from the very beginning. The recordings capture his cold, calculated plan to break her down emotionally, piece by piece. In one of the tapes, his voice is low but sharp. "She's too emotional," he says. "We build her up, then we crush her. Malaysia will handle her soft spots like venom." Those words hit fans like a punch to the chest. Because Malaysia wasn't just another cast member. She was Jackie's friend. A woman Jackie treated like a sister, someone she trusted with her most private fears. To think she could be part of this, it's the kind of twist that doesn't just hurt, it shatters. The internet has been in chaos ever since the tape surfaced. TikTok is flooded with emotional reaction videos, people crying, people raging, people replaying old scenes from the show with new, horrified eyes. On Instagram, the comment sections have turned into battlegrounds. Longtime viewers are re-watching past episodes and realizing the signs were there all along. Every time Jackie cried on camera, every moment she looked cornered or overly defensive, now people wonder if it was because she was being set up all along. And then came Malaysia's voice on another recording. Calm, almost gentle, but the words were like poison. "She believes in me. When you're ready, I'll break her. Just say the word." Fans are calling it emotional assassination. They say this isn't just reality TV anymore, this is targeted cruelty. And Jackie? She's gone completely silent. No posts. No statements. Not even a hint of how she's feeling. Just the kind of silence that comes when your whole world has been ripped apart. At first, many people thought the recordings had to be fake. A prank. AI generated. Something made up by a troll looking for clout. Because how could Doug Christie, a man who built his entire public image on loyalty, devotion, and honor, say something so calculated, so cold? But the truth hit harder than anyone expected. The audio wasn't edited. There were no distortions, no tricks. Just Doug's voice, clear and unmistakable, laying out a slow, methodical plan to dismantle the woman who had stood by his side through everything. In one video, Doug can be heard saying again, "She's too emotional. We elevate her and then we destroy her. Malaysia will take care of her weak points." The mask had officially fallen. Fans who once idolized him began to dig through old footage, picking up on moments that suddenly felt different. The side comments. The smirks. The times Jackie cried while others dismissed her as too dramatic. It all looked like silent cries for help now. But Malaysia's role made the betrayal even sharper. This was the woman who had been by Jackie's side in moments of heartbreak, who shared late-night talks and private confessions with her. She was the ride-or-die friend who Jackie defended when no one else would. And yet, in that leaked recording, her tone was cold as she said, "When you're ready, I'll break her." That one line alone sent the internet into a frenzy. Fans called it abuse. They said Jackie's life had been turned into a weapon for someone else's game. They realized her breakdowns weren't random, they were being orchestrated. This wasn't paranoia. This was real. Her so-called circle of trust had been the very thing pulling her apart. It didn't stop there. Another recording surfaced of Doug speaking directly to a showrunner. "When she breaks, turn off the cameras," he instructed. "Later, we need her to blow up." This wasn't just manipulation. This was exploitation for ratings. Every tear, every fight, every emotional collapse, it had been part of a plan. Jackie thought she was healing, rebuilding herself season after season. In reality, she was falling deeper into a trap designed to destroy her on camera. For years, fans saw Doug and Jackie as one of the strongest couples in the VH1 world, a rare love story that survived the chaos of reality TV. Yes, they had fights like anyone else, but they always seemed to come back stronger. At least, that's what everyone thought. But according to production insiders, Doug had been planting seeds for years. As early as season 5 in Malaysia was already part of the scheme. He allegedly began isolating Jackie emotionally, making her rely more on him while Malaysia distracted her with friendship. Insiders even claim Doug paid Malaysia to keep Jackie's trust, only to use it against her later. This wasn't heat-of-the-moment betrayal, it was long-term emotional warfare. And the fallout has been devastating, not just for Jackie but for the fans who watched her journey. TikTok is filled with tribute edits, clips of Jackie laughing, dancing, or hugging Malaysia, now overlaid with sad music and captions like, "She loved too hard in a world too cold." People aren't just heartbroken, they're furious. How could Doug, who sat next to Jackie at red carpet events, in therapy sessions, and in emotional interviews, be hiding such a cruel agenda? Why would Malaysia take private moments, late-night phone calls, girls' trips, intimate conversations, and turn them into ammunition? Doug has vanished from public view. No statement, no apology. Malaysia posted one cryptic Instagram story: "People only believe what benefits their narrative. Stay strong." That one sentence lit the internet on fire all over again. Meanwhile, Jackie has completely shut down. According to a family insider, she's barely eating or sleeping. She thought she had one person who would never turn on her, the source said. Now that illusion is gone. "I've never seen her this broken." But perhaps the most devastating truth isn't just the betrayal, it's the fact that Doug seemed to want more than a breakup. He wanted to erase Jackie's legacy altogether. One insider put it chillingly: he didn't just want her gone. He wanted her to fall so hard she'd never be taken seriously again. And then came the second wave. Just when fans thought they'd heard the worst, another tape leaked. This time it was Malaysia, on the phone with an unnamed producer. Her voice was icy, controlled. "Jackie's going down. We need that reaction. The more she breaks, the better our angle." That phrase, "the better our angle," became a symbol of betrayal online overnight. Viewers began rewatching old clips, noticing every fake smile, every awkward hug, every staged brunch that now looked like part of a trap. The most chilling moment in the tape came when Malaysia said, "Doug's been patient, but he's getting tired. He wants her to crash soon. If she leaves before the reunion, we lose everything." That's when it became clear, the goal wasn't just to hurt Jackie. It was to time her destruction for maximum impact on the show. Fans started connecting the dots. They remembered a viral moment from season 7, a dinner party where Jackie completely broke down, yelling and shaking, while Doug sat stone-faced. Back then, people thought she was overreacting. Now they see it for what it was: a woman cracking under invisible pressure while the people closest to her watched in silence. The betrayal came from all sides: Doug, Malaysia, the producers, even crew members who saw what was happening and stayed quiet. A makeup artist from the show anonymously shared her own story online, saying that before the season 9 reunion, Jackie cried in her chair, saying she felt like no one was real and that everyone was just watching her crumble. At the time, the artist thought she was exaggerating. Now, she believes Jackie knew exactly what was happening, she just kept showing up because that's who she is. After the second tape leaked, Jackie finally broke her silence, but not in the way fans expected. She didn't go live or give a long statement. She posted a black screen with just one sentence. "Everyone got what they wanted. I'm done." No hashtags. No names. No explanation. Just that. The internet exploded. Fans flooded her with messages of support: "Don't give up, Jackie. Now we see the truth. You were never crazy, they were just loud." Even celebrities joined in. Tammy Rivera, Tammy Roman, and Keke Palmer all reposted her words. Keke added, "If you don't play dirty, this industry will eat you alive." Doug has still said nothing publicly. But insiders say he's already hired lawyers. According to multiple sources, VH1 never approved for these recordings to be released. That means someone inside the production, possibly a junior producer, leaked them as an act of protest after watching Jackie's treatment for years. One anonymous insider summed it up in a single post: they treated her like an experiment. They wanted to see how far they could push her. It was never about helping her. It was about controlling her. The illusion of the perfect couple is gone. The unbreakable friendship is over. What's left is the reality that Jackie was never given the script, she was the script. And that's the question fans can't stop asking: why? Why would Doug destroy the woman who devoted her life to him? Why would Malaysia turn on someone who treated her like family? Was it jealousy? Was it money? Was it the shift in power when Jackie became the fan favorite? Maybe the most chilling theory is the one that says Doug wanted to erase her completely, her reputation, her career, her name. Not just to hurt her, but to make sure she'd never rise again. But here's the thing they might not have counted on: broken women can come back stronger. They thought they were writing her ending. But the movement forming in Jackie's name suggests they might have just set the stage for her greatest comeback yet. Justice for Jackie. She was never crazy. She was never too much. Jackie Christie deserved better than what she got, better than betrayal disguised as love, better than loyalty that turned out to be a knife in her back. The movement in her name has only grown louder. What started as a few hashtags became a full-blown wave of support that the network could no longer ignore. The noise reached Doug's camp. It rattled producers. It made executives at VH1 nervous. Because when the truth finally comes out, it doesn't tiptoe. It doesn't whisper. It roars. Most people thought this story would end with Jackie disappearing into the shadows, speechless, defeated, and forever broken. But that's not what happened. Jackie stayed. She didn't just survive, she transformed. What began as heartbreak is now a full-scale legal war. And Jackie isn't fighting just for herself anymore. She's fighting for every woman who has ever been lied to, manipulated, humiliated, and discarded in the name of love or entertainment. Just days after her now iconic black screen post that read "I'm finished," Jackie walked into court, head held high, papers in hand. No cameras, no glam squad, just determination. Those papers? They were a lawsuit. Jackie was suing Doug, Malaysia, and the production company for intentional psychological harm, emotional abuse, and defamation. She called it systemic emotional exploitation, a long-term, deliberate plan to tear her down for the sake of TV ratings. Her words in court were sharp: "You built me up just to burn me down. I survived that fire. Now I'm taking the flames with me." Outside, supporters lined the courthouse steps with signs: "Team Jackie forever. Emotional abuse is abuse. We believe you." The media, which had been mostly neutral, started shifting. Reporters who once treated this like just another celebrity scandal began digging deeper. They uncovered other former cast members who claimed they, too, had suffered emotional breakdowns during filming. A few admitted producers encouraged conflict, even at the cost of someone's mental health. Suddenly, VH1's past was under a microscope. Industry insiders whispered about a possible class action lawsuit. At least 4 other women were said to be preparing to join Jackie in court. Then Doug hit back with a countersuit. He claimed Jackie was exaggerating for sympathy and knew the risks of being on reality TV. But when the court asked for evidence, all he had were a handful of decade-old text messages. Nothing in them suggested Jackie ever agreed to being emotionally sabotaged. When the judge read his submission, one legal analyst described Doug's defense as one of the weakest and most absurd attempts they'd ever seen in an emotional abuse case. Jackie didn't stop there. Within 30 minutes of leaving the courtroom, she sat down for an exclusive, no-frills interview. No studio lights, no professional makeup, just Jackie, in all black, one camera, and the truth. "I was faithful to a man who studied me like a project," she began, her voice steady. "He took everything I loved and turned it into leverage against me." She broke down briefly, not for show, not for sympathy, but for the younger version of herself who believed love meant safety. For the wife who fought to keep her marriage alive. For the friend who thought loyalty was unshakable. Then she straightened up, wiped her tears, and said, "I'm done being the storyline. From now on, I'm writing mine." The clip went viral within hours. Fans flooded the comments. "This is more powerful than a whole season. It's not a breakdown. It's a breakthrough." And it truly was. While Doug hid behind lawyers and Malaysia dodged questions, Jackie built something new: the Christie Project. It's a foundation for women trapped in toxic relationships, especially those manipulated under the guise of loyalty. The program offers legal help, therapy, and safe spaces for women who feel silenced by love. The response was overwhelming. The website crashed within 48 hours from too many sign-ups. Donations poured in from fans and even celebrities who had never spoken about the scandal before. Out of Jackie's pain came purpose. But then came another twist. A new tape leaked, and this one was worse than all the rest. In the recording, Doug is speaking to a VH1 executive during the reunion. His voice is casual, almost smug. "We need her to cry. Can you give her a fake story? Something about her mother, maybe?" Laughter follows. Then another voice, believed to be Malaysia's, chimes in, "Tell her I spoke to her mom last week. That always gets to her." Silence. And then Doug again, "If she can't tell what's real anymore, that's when we win." The internet exploded. Celebrities who had stayed quiet now spoke out. Taraji P. Henson tweeted, "This isn't TV. This is trauma." Viola Davis wrote, "Psychological warfare is not entertainment. Shame on every hand involved." The backlash against VH1 and the people named in the tapes intensified. The network began quietly pulling some of Jackie's most triggering episodes from streaming platforms. Pressure on the production grew daily. Doug's image crumbled. Sponsorships vanished. Endorsement deals evaporated. Speaking engagements were cancelled after boycotts. Malaysia tried to go live on Instagram to set the record straight, claiming, "I was told to do what was best for the show. I never meant to hurt her." The comment section turned brutal. "Too late. You knew exactly what you were doing. Best for the show? Or best for you?" No statement could undo what the world had already heard. No explanation could make people forget the sound of two voices plotting the emotional destruction of someone they called a friend. Jackie's battle is far from over. But one thing is certain: she's no longer just a reality star. She's a fighter, a survivor, and now a voice for countless women who've been silenced. And as the chants of justice for Jackie grow louder, one thing becomes clear: sometimes, the people who thought they were writing your ending are actually setting the stage for your greatest beginning. Thanks for watching, fam. Stay real, stay respectful in the comments, and remember, sometimes silence isn't peace, it's preparation. See y'all in the next video. The internet exploded. Celebrities who had stayed quiet now spoke out. Taraji P. Henson tweeted, "This isn't TV. This is trauma." Viola Davis wrote, "Psychological warfare is not entertainment. Shame on every hand involved." The backlash against VH1 and the people named in the tapes intensified. The network began quietly pulling some of Jackie's most triggering episodes from streaming platforms. Pressure on the production grew daily. Doug's image crumbled. Sponsorships vanished. Endorsement deals evaporated. Speaking engagements were cancelled after boycotts. Malaysia tried to go live on Instagram to set the record straight, claiming, "I was told to do what was best for the show. I never meant to hurt her." The comment section turned brutal. "Too late. You knew exactly what you were doing. Best for the show? Or best for you?" No statement could undo what the world had already heard. No explanation could make people forget the sound of two voices plotting the emotional destruction of someone they called a friend. Jackie's battle is far from over. But one thing is certain: she's no longer just a reality star. She's a fighter, a survivor, and now a voice for countless women who've been silenced. And as the chants of justice for Jackie grow louder, one thing becomes clear: sometimes, the people who thought they were writing your ending are actually setting the stage for your greatest beginning. Thanks for watching, Fam, stay real, stay respectful in the comments, and remember, sometimes silence isn't peace, it's preparation. See y'all in the next video.